All right, so we'll start off with like who we are, and we'll take it from there. But basically, yes, we're the Afrimerican Culture Initiative, the Boston-based nonprofit here in Boston. We've been founded since 2015. So yes, it's 8 whole years. It's a lot of time, man, to be doing the work, this work. But what can we say? I'm very excited about very excited about just how everything has been going. And I'm very excited to know that, like 8 years on, we're still at it. So yeah, it's 8 years going and still going strong. Um, it is oh, welcome. Ooh, somebody's here. Welcome, Malika. Malika, you always are. Welcome. How you doing? I'm glad you're doing
Hello,
fine.
Marlon. Doing good.
Excellent,
Yep,
excellent. So
and you?
I'm doing fine. Doing fine. I'm doing my annual recording of our
That's
things.
good.
Right. At the end you can ask questions and stuff. No big deal. But so let me get it going. But nice to see you as usual.
I see you
So
too.
right. So Malika has actually been with us like forever. I think it might be, I don't know if there's a picture in here of her, because I think that was like one of the old events that we did like in 2018 or something.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, so yeah, we're live streaming, so I'll go on with the event. So all right. So who are we? Who we are? We Afrimerican Culture Initiative, like I said, is a Boston-based nonprofit founded in 2015. It is, like I said, 8 years. I can't believe 8 years is rolling around. And I'm so proud of all the work that we've done. And when you get started with something small and you're building it up, it always, when you start seeing how it's been progressing and how it's been getting better and everything has been working out, you're just so excited about it. So that yeah, that's basically that. Our mission is to build multicultural bridges in underserved communities through education, technology, and travel. We take that very seriously. We use and we do this right to kind of get this vision, and this vision is actually adopted from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's vision of the beloved community. So like when he had his dream of a place where his children would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of that character, he was talking about the beloved community. It's a place that's based on cultural understanding and cooperation. It's a place that everyone can feel included and welcome, and every voice is heard. It's a place that nurtures the culture to thrive. And so our vision is to engineer and to understand how the infrastructure plays a part in creating a culture of diversity. So we nurture the culture to thrive, like I said, by specializing in cultural diversity, equity, and inclusion, and restorative project management. So CDEI, you're going to see that a lot during this slideshow, and RPM, restorative project management. And what that means is that we take the understanding of culture, right, and try to understand how it intersects with the infrastructure, and we now research, design, and build enhancing systems, right, that build community, repair, harm, and promote inclusivity. So, right. So, this is our board. We're three. So, of course, me, Marlon Solomon, ACI founder and senior project engineer. I founded the organization because I do have a passion and for delivering that beloved community. I do firmly believe that the infrastructure and the roads, bridges, housing, all those things, transportation, all those things play a part into the kind of culture that develops in an area. And we do in-depth studies into these things. And this organization now 8 years long, 8 years strong. I'm so proud to be leading a group of people because it sounds like it's just me, but it ain't. It's a lot of people that come into this, that help me get to where I need to go. And these are the two mainstays, Dafpo Lakbaju who was really one of the part of the initial board members and ACI director here. It's in the financial services spaces. And Inkiru Ejezie, who is an ACI director as well, and the executive director of Afrimerican TV. So you may be looking at a little there. So I see like 3 logos to the left there. And those 3 logos, so Afrimerican Culture Initiative is kind of like our government name. And that's what, so if you look on all the government sites or taxes or whatever, that's what you're gonna find. But it's a lot, it's kind of a mouthful. So what people know us mostly by is Afrimerican Academy, which is our like research development, curriculum development, youth programming, educational services usually flow through the Afrimerican Academy. And every academy, every school needs a school newspaper, but we don't do newspapers no more because it's 2023. So it is our student-led YouTube channel. And that's so this is being streamed currently on Afrimerican TV. So, and yeah, Inkiru and Dapo send their apologies. Inkiru was really supposed to be here, but something popped up at the very last minute. So it was unfortunate, but she would not be able to join us today. She was supposed to be my partner in crime during this. We've been doing podcasts for about 4 or 5 years. And so she's now a board member. All right, so we'll go to some of the key services that we provide. Just kind of give you people that don't know much about us an opportunity to kind of learn, a little about what we do. So, like I said, we have our internal knowledge base and our internal, institutional knowledge in culture, diversity, equity, inclusion, and restorative project management. We use that knowledge to do consultations, project management services, of course, for ourselves first, but we also offer these to organizations, community-based organizations, governmental, what have you. The overall premise is that you need to know how, in this world today, you need to be able to build systems that repair harm, that build community, that are inclusive, but also you're going to need a team, and that team is going to be very diverse, most likely. And so we don't really deal with racial diversity at all, unless we're forced to by the system that we're working in. But for the most part, we deal with culture. We want to know about the content of your character, not by the color of your skin. So we try to teach these kind of perspective shifts to organizations, and we do project development, and we do programming, audits. Maybe you're a corporation, you want to have a more inclusive environment. You talk to your HR people, put some professional developments or train your HR people in what we do. And and that's how that goes. We do have educational services that we also specifically provide. So we do project months. We have 2 specific project months. We'll talk about them later, so I'm not going to go into a bunch of it now. We have public speaking, which is, you can see I like to talk. It's one of my superpowers. So we do a lot of public speaking, workshops, seminars. We do a lot of cultural events and tours. That's where the travel comes in our mission. But yes, we provide education services and kind of immersive ones, right? So we believe that roadmap to success with restorative project management means that you're going to know how to use culture and how to identify cultural artifacts and a lot of other stuff, and learn how to put that together. So when you're designing your programs, they're being inclusive, and everybody, and they're an account of what goes on inside this person, not, oh, a Black person or a white person, this is how they are, and Latino person, this is how they are. Those things don't matter. Of course, we have to think of the next generation. So the next generation, our youth programming through Afrimerican Academy and Afrimerican TV. These are, we have 2 basic sides to it. We have 2 parts to it. We have the summer projects, which is our summer youth program, more of a catchment program. This summer, we had about 30 kids. Anyway, I'll get into that. I don't want to jump the gun, just giving you a little preamble. And then our school year project-based programming, which is more of the Afrimerican TV. So let's go into some of our key programs. The first key program that we're very proud of is our Community Project Month, which we've dubbed the Boston Red Line Event Series. This happens every Black History Month in February. And it doesn't just happen because of it's Black History Month. There's actually a very interesting coincidence. So our work has to do a lot with studying redlining and urban yellow lining and urban renewal projects and how this major shift in the infrastructure of all American cities had such a profound um, um, change on the cultures and the ethnicities that lived in the cities, right? So this was a time where this was a time of segregation, and we all know some of those stories, but we do a lot of research into that. And the Boston Red Line map, ironically, it was issued February 1st, 1938. So that's where our Boston Red Line event series was born, because we said, well, hey, we'll use that coincidence to start off Black History Month with to mark every year. We're going to be marking the Boston Red Line event series. So next year we did our inaugural one this year. We're going to do another one next year. We talked about the summer programming, our key programs with the Afrimerican Academy, which is our summer project month. So we have two project months, like I said, the community one in February and the student youth engagement one in July and August. And then, of course, the school year, we keep some of the kids that are very, very excited and very, very like the next generation. These are the ones that we really you're gonna see them coming out in a little bit once we get them all ready. And we teach them, they'll be working project-based opportunities, and they'll be earning through the city of Boston. They'll be earning, they always earn money during during the summer projects, but they'll be developing executive skills. So they make the decisions. And we set the things up so that they can make a lot of decisions and learn from that standpoint. The attitude behind the executive skills is that, see, coming from Nigeria, a lot of the people that I grew up with, they're very established because, multiple generations of established people doing things. So with that being said, and if you have a lot of people that are established in your community, you get to learn from these people. Now, in underserved communities, they do not have this wealth of institutional knowledge, cultural knowledge in the community, how to run a business or what you need to do to run this business, or, skills and other things that you need to make products, cultural products like recipes and food so you can sell them, or music, learn how to play instruments so you can make music, which is, could be your ethnic group's cultural artifact. So we said if we want to develop leaders, they have to be around this, because I didn't learn a lot of my skills just because I went to school. I learned it because I was around uncles and aunties and parents and grandparents and, a family structure that was already doing it. So I just had to follow, right? So that's what the idea behind that is. Then our beloved community event series. This is our community-based program designed to gather data, educate, and bring communities to work together towards a more inclusive future. So basically, this is how we do our community engagement. That's how we dub the community engagement, beloved community. We have a few examples coming up. And then finally, of course, our Lives in Me challenge, which is this is how I met Malika, because that's our inaugural program. So for those who don't know, so I identify as an African American that was raised in Nigeria, but this organization was founded to bring these two cultures together. And it just grew and grew and grew. And now you see all this other stuff, but it all started here. And what we do, we give out an African ancestry DNA test. All right. So before we get into the programs and seeing more pictures and stuff of what we're doing, I wanted to make sure that we talk about our financials and how we've been doing over the years. So basically, to be honest, before the pandemic, things were actually kind of rough for a brother. And that's why I say that to be here 8 years later is a testament, right? To the hard work, I'm a religious person, so a testament to God and his, faithfulness and just trying to do the best for the community. And to be honest, like I said, there were times where I did not know it. Yeah, if you told me back then that we'd be here, I'd be like, you lying. So I'm very excited about, this whole thing. But so anyway, so what this graph shows is basically, we're not going to tell you all the numbers and stuff, but we're going to say that before the pandemic, right? So the 2019 is the pandemic, right? COVID-19. So we had the pandemic. We were making, we doubled it during the pandemic, right? And you're going to say, well, how do you just get, like, the pandemic, everything was shut down. How do you double your revenue from the 2018, right? So this is all based on 2018. So 100% of more than 2018, all right? So we doubled it, but two things happened. And the first one happened was that virtual work became a reality. We're in Zoom today, right? That allowed our organization, without much funds, to be able to reach out to different people. It was a game changer for our organization. We started doing virtual classes. In fact, during the pandemic, the 2019, no, not the 2019, the 2020 summer program was all virtual. We didn't even meet, like, once or twice. Then we were all social distance. Remember that word? So, excuse me. That's how, that's how it basically, started, was with that. We doubled it in 2019, but, the second thing that happened, I always have to say this part because I have to say thank you, George Floyd. I say thank you, George Floyd, because his sacrifice, right, refocused the whole of America back on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And without those two things happening, the me ability to get out, and then George Floyd sacrifice, I know that the organization would not be here. It was those two things that happened that now doubled. So the next year in 2020, we doubled it from 2019, right? 2021, it's still the same level, a little bit less, but it's within, it's very close. So I consider that we just kind of stayed steady. And then last year, we doubled that. This year, we haven't finished doing our taxes because our fiscal year ends in December. But I want to say that we're probably at the same level or a little higher. And if we're still waiting for one or two things, and if those things work out, we're probably going to hit definitely over that 500% mark over the pandemic. So we're very excited about our growth, and it's all because of you guys out there that do your donations, your support, you're giving us heads up on grants, and all the different things that everybody does, sharing our social media, all those other things. So we want to say thank you, a sincere thank you from the board for everything that you guys have done to really kind of help us grow, right? At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's about growth. Oh my goodness. All right, I skipped a few slides there. All right, this one. All right, so this is a little bit, so now we're going to go into more in depth into our Boston Red Line in more detail. So this year we did our first Boston Red Line event series called Boston Red Line 85. And we, marked the 85th anniversary of the Boston Red Line map. We did 15 events, virtual and in person. We had about, and the idea behind it was really just to lay the foundation. We had like 4 projects. And to be honest, those 4 projects we did earlier this year, really, going through the process to collect data and to like put things together and learning more has fine-tuned our messaging, fine-tuned our research and development. It was so necessary. It was not the most successful of all events, but we only had about 256 Bostonians that attended either virtually or in person. But I would like to say, like Elon Musk just put a rocket up into the sky like last year, or it was early this year, and it blew up. And everybody was like, "Oh, what a failure!" That was the plan. Like, if it went perfect, it would have been a miracle. Engineers, when we think of things, we're talking about developing capacity. And, we wanted to see what it took, what did I need to do, what equipment we need to buy. We bought a lot of equipment in 2022. And, and that equipment, we were putting it to use in 2023. And, we had a lot of tweaks, experience, learning how to do things. And I can say now we can stream from multiple environments. We can host all kinds of events, and we have, the projectors, we have drones, we have all sites of cameras. We're really now at the level where we can do these virtual events for you, for your organization, for everybody else, and that's what this is really about. Not only that, like I said, our research has gone to a whole nother level, and we've got some, we're clearly saying and just, saying what we need to say to our community. So I want to, thank everybody that supported Boston Red Line 85. We had some national experts and speakers, Leah Rothstein, who is co-author of Color of Law. If you guys know anything about redlining, the guy who wrote the book is her father, Richard Rothstein. And we had Marisol Morales, who's the executive director at the Carnegie Mellon I couldn't write all her titles because she's doing so good. She's doing so much, but she's an ED at one of the electives, Carnegie Mellon electives committee at the American Council on Education. And we also had Dr. Robert Nelson in the University of Richmond, who is in charge of the mapping inequality site. And in fact, that site has been pivotal to our research on redlining. So we want to thank all our sponsors: City of Boston Office of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion, City of Boston Office for Black Male Advancement, always holding a brother down. Want to give a shout out to Frank and Deontay and all the rest of the guys out there. Roxbury Innovation Studio, Marissa's out there, been always supportive. Slades, Castle of Our Skins, Ashley, thank you. Matt and Triva, the record company, thank you. Anthony, David System, thank you. Inkiru, she's all future podcast. That time she wasn't part of our board, but she was also supporting West End Museum. We'll be working with them going next year. Boston Day and Evening Academy, want to thank you. I worked there for a year and a half. Without you, I would not know. I would not know how to work with my young people. So thank you so much. Boston Workers Circle, West End Johnnies, North End, Northeastern, who provided me so many students to help me do my research. Like I said, Digital Scholars Lab, University of Richmond. Frank out there at Wally's Jazz Cafe, want to give a big shout out to Wally. Future Chefs, Boston Public Libraries, and of course, Frugal Bookstores down in Roxbury. So let's give a quick shout out to the people that supported Boston Red Line 85. Here's some pictures. These are my Northeastern students. This is some events we did at West End Johnny's, right, with the West End Museum. These are some students that came out to the Boston Public Library. Oh my goodness, my dear friend, Miss Janice, is Frank and Deontay at the Black Male Office. They supported me. And this is Boston Day and Evening Academy. These are my students. These are some of my old former students out there. So anyway, so we had a bunch, like I said, we had a lot of fun. And of course, like I said, it's a learning process. Boston Red Line 86 will be fire. So I want all of y'all as well, to pay attention because we're about to go into a little bit later. But yeah. So now, of course, our youth programming. This is, of course, the heart and soul of what we do. Whatever we're doing, we have to make sure the youth are brought along, and they're going to be the leaders of tomorrow. So we want to make sure that they are educated, know exactly what they need to do and how to look at the world through the lens of culture, not race, how to look at the world through harm repair, not just using up all our resources, because, the way what we've left for them is not fair. And because of climate change and all the other things, in fact, if they don't know about harm repair, if we're not teaching young people about how to repair harm, right? We're basically setting their grandchildren up to be, living in a hell. So Boston, so we do our Boston summer projects, like I said, 5 to 7 week program. This in partnership with Boston Public Schools, Boston After School and Beyond, and Office of Youth Employment and Advancement. This last year, we were at Madison Park. In fact, the last 2 years, we've been at Madison Park Technical Vocational School in Roxbury. And we do our program. We have about 10 staff and Wisdom of Elder volunteers. So we have a volunteer force. People come in and help us with various things. I want to thank all of them because they made it the summer a fantastic success. We served 30 students, Boston residents, right? That's the highest number we've served. So we're getting more popular. A lot of our youth are returning youth. So we're excited about that. We went on 9 field trips, 3 mixer events. So we were all around Boston. We was just going. And it's so fun. I mean, I can't tell you, like sometimes I always tell them, oh, I'm so glad summer project is here. So I don't have to deal with these old folks. These old folks, y'all get on people's nerves sometimes. Sometimes you need to get that youthful exuberance. And then they start making you upset. So maybe it's not, but it is what it is. So we had about 4 Wisdom of Elder mentors. So basically our mentor program, including Counselor Ruzi Lejeune, and she has been an avid supporter of our programming. We always want to thank her. In fact, she's doing an event today, and I'm going to go there right after this. So Savor. Okay, so if y'all want to go and support Ms. Ruzi, our first Haitian American Boston City Councilor at large, get out the Savior at Savor Lounge downtown near Chinatown, and I'll check you out down there because I'm going there right after this. So it's a project-based program. We do, of course, CDEI and our restorative project management. We have executive math and English. So we don't teach you about how to, it's about like being an engineer. So the kind of math you're dealing with, data analysis, graphs. English is more about like kind of technical writing as opposed to, writing some sort of, soliloquy or some sort of, great speech or something like that. No, it's about technical writing, resume writing, that kind of stuff. Financial literacy, cultural nutrition, health and wellness, social emotional learning. A lot of our youth, we don't realize that when we tell these young people to be successful in America, we're saying that they're probably going to be the only person of color in the field that they choose. So we have to prepare them in advance. And that's a very big part. And that was actually student driven, is listening to our students, gaining the research and using that research to develop curriculum that is designed for them, designed to nurture the culture to thrive. History and civics, you don't know where you're going, you don't know where you're going, you don't know where you're coming from, that means you don't know where you're going. And civics, how to, work and be like, affect change. And of course, pop culture advocacy, which is basically saying that closed mouth don't get fed. So if you want to, if we want people that are ready to advocate for the community. Now, one of the things I always crack jokes about is that, I said we don't, because, it's project based. So while we have certain areas of focus, we don't necessarily have like a math class per se or English class per se. Everything is about projects, and then we support them in their projects, making sure that they have these skills so they can complete the project. But I always say we don't have math class, we don't have English class. And we also don't have PE class, but you gonna be walking. So get your shoes ready. So we did over 150,000 steps. If you came to all the things. In fact, one day we actually did 15,000. And the next after that was 11,000 in one day. So out of the 9 times we went on a field trip, we did all that. So just to let you know, that you see, we want to incorporate health and wellness into their lifestyle. It is not about going to the gym. I can't stand going to the gym, but I do a lot of walking and I maintain my way that way. I try to make my actual life fun and exciting in that way. So that is just a little bit of, what we did. We were going on the T. A lot of parents like us to take their youth on the T. This is a picture of us on the T because some of their kids are not used to using the public system. So we want to do that. So we were everywhere. We were in Chinatown. We were in the North End with the Mike's Pastries. We were at Faneuil Hall. We went down to Dorchester. This is Ruzi Lejeune. and a good friend of mine, Lou Finfer, who's an expert on redlining and blockbusting. Yeah, so these are our youth. I got my drone out. This is the Athenium. We had our graduation. This is our Brianna. She's one of our best students. She's been with us now for 2.5 years. And she has just been an awesome joy to educate. And this is our graduation. She's getting her colors. This is us at the Strand Theater. And yes, everybody got a nice package. So with your donations and everything, this is where it goes to, like taking them out, making sure they're getting those things and a lot, and so we had a great time. We had a great time at walking around. I love the summers. Yeah, don't let me stay on it too long. And okay, so then the year-long programming, in fact, we're just getting geared up there, is 28 weeks, usually from around this time to June. Beginning end of May, not June, but end of May, and basically the same partnership with the same organizations and the same community events that we do. But we're just going to be doing it's all virtual. We serve about 8 students, Boston residents. They get jobs, so they're earning money, and they're gonna, they're working within Afrimerican TV to do project-based work, and they do executive management. So they make, we sit down and we make decisions. This logo is a first creation. We created this just a few weeks ago. And so they came up with the ideas. We go around, it's called Chop It Up. So we're going to be chopping it up on where we keep it real. And they came up with all that tagline. And this is what they'll be working on. And they're going to, so they'll be working on this podcast that will have different interview different people. They'll talk different topics in which they'll talk about different things that are affecting young people. So very excited about this. This is a very big accomplishment. I've been looking forward to getting this off the ground. So we haven't really come up with our podcast yet. We haven't started doing a lot of recording and stuff. We're still getting them ready. But next year, I'll be looking out. You're going to be catching up. Chop it up. You're going to want to chop it up with us. So yeah, and also there's a lot of career skill development. Inkiru is an expert on talent. She's also we have 2 instructors, me and Inkiru, and she's an awesome talent development. She actually owns a talent development agency. So we will be working on that together. See how we're doing. I think we're doing good on time. Just making sure. All right. So roadmap to beloved community events. Like I said, this is how we engage in our community. We're able to have 3 events. Because like I said, we want to build this beloved community. So we want to go different places, different communities, have events that bring people together, repair harm, promote inclusivity, right? And so we first did our first event was in May. We did it, and basically it was like a workshop. We got people together, and they brought data. Because remember I work with the Community Input Board of Hyde Park, so we are actually we were getting data so we can transfer that data to the people so that your voice is being heard at the tables that the decisions are being made. So that is kind of what this was about, getting people there. We had about 30, 40, 50 people, I think, close to 50. And they all, we got data. They were doing little writing on sticky notes, stuff like that. And the next one we had was with the decision makers, or the people who are advocating for us. Right. So we had Boston City Councilor at Large Rosie Lejeune and Julia Mejia. We also had the Executive Director of Hyde Park Main Streets, Tien Simpson, and the City of Boston Community Engagement Chief, Brianna Miller. And this was part of the Fierce Urgency of Now, which is a festival that's held every year in September. It's hosted by the Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce. And we did this virtual event to talk about cultural hub development, which is kind of what I study, right? I'm trying to develop, I feel underserved communities need to develop culturally generated revenue from their communities, right? Not going outside your community to get a job, but actually have the jobs being created in the community. How do we do that? Cultural hub development is is the overall focus of that effort. So we wanted to get there. So everything is on Afrimerican TV. All these events are on Afrimerican TV. So if you want to go there, so please subscribe. And then the last one we did just a couple of weeks ago, a week and a half ago, called the Beloved Community the beloved community, interwoven histories of Boston, Jewish, and African American communities. And what this was kind of our histories are intertwined, and we did this event to educate community on that. So we had a lot of great, like you can see, I have a lot of partners I'm working with. Like once again, I said, this is a lot of people that support these efforts. So we had the Community Input Board of Hyde Park, shout out to Lakita, Marcia, Joe, and the rest of the gang, the Forum for Racial Equity and Justice, Marcia again, and Boston Workers Circle. I want to say shout out to Nicholas, Naomi, and Lynn, who are so pivotal, and Lou, and also Bishop Kelly at the Ashton, at the Way of the Cross Holy Church. Just thank you guys for supporting the event. It was gravely successful. I think we have a few pictures here. All right. So this is from the idea exchange. This is us. Mayor Wu showed up. Hossein Masso. We got Ruth Z, of course, like I said, always supporting. These are my partners in crime right here underneath my arms. Marcia and Lokita and Helena. These are our and Scott. These are all part of the community input board. And this is like a little bit here, a picture of the workshop, people sitting down, writing down their ideas. This is me giving the discussion at the Way of the Cross about a couple of weeks ago, like I said, about redlining. And then this is finally a picture we took outside because it was also a walking tour. So all the people that came took a picture, and that's it. We really had a great time immersing ourselves in the culture. So I think I've mentioned a little bit about how cultural development is important and how increasing the culturally generated revenue, that's revenue from cultural activities, right? Restaurants, music venues, right? Things that bring people into your community to spend dollars. We want to increase that. That's how we want to solve some of the problems that we have in underserved communities. So we partner. We were just part of the organizing committee, and we donated these maps. So I was able to dust off my old engineering skills and put together these maps, to basically make these functions more effective, more and allow our vendors to get more revenue. But the event was for Juneteenth. It was a great event, and that's when they did the Hyde Park Living History. So you see all these African Americans, they were honored for their contributions, and they all from Hyde Park. You know how we do, Hyde Park in the house. So this is just the organizing team afterwards. We're over here, we had to do some dances and stuff. I can't dance, so it was really pretty tough. We were also involved with the Hyde Park Day of Play, but this one we were actually another active sponsor. So yeah, we worked with them. This was a youth event. The Afrimerican Academy needed to be there. So this is another map that we did of the Ross Playground here in Hyde Park. So so these are some of the services that we do provide. As far as our consultation, but just to kind of give you an idea, some of the work that we do. And yeah, once again, we donated this design as part of our contribution to the project, and it was a great program. All right, and then finally, yes, Like I said, the core program. This program brings together my dual culture, my bicultural self, bringing my African side and my African American side together. So we started giving away DNA tests in 2018. And that's how, this organization started. It started there and went on and on from there. So that, we give away every once a year. This is our 5th giveaway, although we're late. So we're going to have to give away 2 next year to catch up, because we're supposed to be going to we're supposed to be on our 6th, but no, this is our 5th. We're going to find our 6th. We're supposed to be on our 6th looking for our 7th, but we will make it up next year. But yeah. We basically give DNA tests out to our African American brothers and sisters so they can find out about their African heritage. Just a way to bring our community together. This picture here, very monumental picture where this young lady here who helped me start the program, a wonderful woman, wonderful, adorable woman. and she just the sweetest heart you could ever find on a human being. And she was able to find, she tested, and she was from Bamileke tribe. And then this is a Bamileke family that actually I met and lost. And then at this African festival, by miracle chance, they were happened to be there. So we were promoting the event actually for Michelle, our first winner. And then boom, they were there. And then we took this picture. So this picture, she got to like learn about her African culture, real heritage, even though she's African American, from a real bona fide Bamileke family from Cameroon. So we're doing a recording for Melanie, who's our latest winner. We're going to be giving her a culture reveal. We know who she is right now, but she doesn't. So we want to let her know. So we'll be releasing that out. It's just a recording we'll be doing this Sunday. So we'll be releasing that out shortly. Yeah, and just shout out to everybody that's been from Michelle, Shireen, Justina, Fabienne, Dr. Davis. This is when we actually founded it. So this is at the Eastern the Eastern Massachusetts. Anyways, it's in Roxbury there, and it's May 3rd, 2018. That's when this was our launch for the program. All right, so we're just about the end, but I just wanted to just touch bases on some key things that we're going to be doing that we've done. We've added the board members. So this time last year, we were only 2. We got Inkiru Ezegie to join us, and she's just been, like I said, that's a wonderful woman, very hardworking. She started out doing podcasts and now with us, and now I was like, man, just come on board and take over. And she's doing just that. She's helping educating our youth. She supports us administratively. She actually lives in Charlotte. I went to visit her for the first time after all these years, this September. And so I'm just so excited to have her on board. And, we're still looking to expand our board membership. So if you're thinking that this is an organization that you want to be part of, reach out. Let's see what we can do. We got our Supplier Diversity Office of Massachusetts certified this year. So that was actually major. So basically they put you through all this ring around the rosies, and they have you, turn in all your documents and take tests and then actually sign documents in blood. No, but it feels like that. And so anyway, they certified us. So we're a bona fide certified. This is actually our actual, like our client ID number and everything official. So very proud of that, because now we have access to more business partners, things like that. So we're very excited about that. And then we became the physical sponsor. So Afrimerican Culture Initiative, it's like a daddy now to an outside organization. We're very happy about that, or a mommy, however you want to look at it. And so we are a physical sponsor of the Community Board of Hyde Park. So they now, work, they do their thing, but we're like the nonprofit, the official nonprofit, so we can collect in donations and stuff on their behalf. So we're very happy to give them that leg up. And then, you can see I'm talking all along. So that's why Marlon Solomon Speaks is going to be launched here pretty soon. If you go to our website, we have something there already, but it's not fully launched. It's just kind of like a draft. But basically, we'll be doing a lot of public speaking. So if you need a keynote, you need somebody to talk, I'm your man. Holla at your boy. Let's get it cracking. Whatever you want, however you want to put it. Because I'm ready to speak and, talk about cultural diversity, equity, inclusion, and restorative project management. So we actually added, it's not fully developed, but we added like HR training. So we really want to start going and because we tell our youth, if you want to be successful, you're going to have to run teams. Those teams have to produce products that are good for the environment, inclusive, and they repair past harm. Because like I said, you're inheriting a lot of harm from us adults that didn't do this, right? But also you're going to have to deal with diverse teams. And that is the key, right? You're going to have to deal with a lot of diverse teams. And learning how to work with people culturally as opposed to, whatever their race is. These are the key points that are going to help your organization be successful. So HR training, this is where we're going to focus on. So just going a little more about focus. I'm going to go a little bit into Boston Red Line 86, not too much, but we're going to launch it at the end of this week. So we're very excited about that. I've already talked about Marlon Solomon Speaks, our speaking platform, so you can get me to do keynotes, addresses, workshops, seminars, you name it, anything when it comes to talking. I talk ears off for a living, believe it. So I'm ready to go there. So just hey, give us a raw ring. Like I said, we have all our. You can go to our link tree, go to our website, go to your social media platforms, and you'll be able to find a way to schedule a discussion so I can talk to you about what I can do for you. We're going to focus on CDI programming. There's still programming to develop specifically for certain things, but we do have the general thing all down packed, but specific things. And then, of course, public speaking workshops, seminars. Jobfidence LLC partnership for talent development. So this is actually very, very critical. So we're going to partner with a actual, talent development agency that's actually started by our partner. My partner in crime, Inkiru, who's also the board member here. And we're going to be partnering with her to make sure that we develop so that anybody, if you're looking for diverse people that can create diverse environments, and then it doesn't matter what race they are, but whatever, if you want people that are going to be able to create diverse environments, we want you to go to Jobfidence because you have confidence in what they're going to do, the kind of job they're going to do. So, that's going to be key. Of course, we have Afrimerican Summer Projects 2024. Last year was great. Next year is even going to be better. Afrimerican TV Youth Programming. We want to get that off the ground. Definitely. We want you to see podcasts from our students. So, and hear what they have to say. We want, of course, and we're going to start getting, once we get that going, we're going to get some sponsorship for Afrimerican TV. Right? Because we know that this product is going to be high quality. We know that people are going to want to support it so that we can get these youth to be out there sharing their perspectives and helping us old folks develop a future that we can leave to them that'll be better for them. Of course, our beloved community engagement events and initiatives, those things are just, I can't tell you, that's actually one of the biggest areas of growth we've had this year, was because we've been partnering with groups and now we're just working together on almost everything. Like if you notice, it's the same Community Input Board of Hyde Park, Forum for Racial Equity, Hyde Park Main Streets. So we're actually doing the first annual Hyde Park Road Race, April 21st. So things are just, I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am, right? You can see all like, Enrique Pepe, Ruth Z, Rob Consalvo, Aaron Murphy, Julia Mejias, Henry Santana. And hey, big shout out to Henry Santana. He now a Boston City Councilor at large. These are our leaders, and he's a young man, right? And these are our leaders, and they're out there doing a lot of great stuff. So we're very excited to be partnering to do all these new initiatives, with many other groups. So more strategic partnerships is what we say. And then, we're just going to continue our research into cultural hub development. How do we create revenue in these communities that are underserved, right? Last but not least, how much time? Oh, goodness. How much time have I got? Oh, Lord have mercy. Got a few minutes. I'm going to get this done. So we're launching this at the end of the week, but basically we have a sponsorship package and we have different tiers of what people can sponsor. But we're going to have a bunch of events, in-person events, virtual workshops, interactive community workshops. We're going to have speakers. We're going to have guided tours. This is kind of new to what we're doing this year. Of course, every year we're going to get better and better and better and better. So I'm not going to bore you too much with this, but basically, Boston Red Line 86 is going to be fire. So make sure you are staying tuned so you can know what's going on and be part of it. We're going to need volunteers, Malika. So if you want to help out volunteering, we will be definitely needing people coming up. So anyway, so that's that. I want to thank everyone for coming out and watching online, the Afrimerican Culture Initiative, Giving Tuesday. So please, it's Giving Tuesday. They say it's Giving Tuesday. So give, y'all. You can see that we doing the work. We need y'all to give, need y'all to support. very excited, like I said, about so much is going on, and the support we've been getting already. We just ask you to continue supporting, continue believing in us, and we're going to keep on delivering for our community. You can believe that. So, yeah, I'm actually done. So I want to thank everybody again, and we'll see you at an event shortly. Malika, got any questions or anything you wanted to add, or any testimonials? You want to give a testimonial to? You've been with us since 2018. You still there? You're muted if you didn't.
Oh, hey, Marlon.
You were talking and all was muted. Goodness. Anyway,
Oh, I didn't know that. I
all
was
the
muted.
time. No, I was saying any testimonials, like you've been with us for a long time, so it'd be nice to get.
Oh no, I don't have a testimony at all.
You haven't enjoyed what we've been doing all these days, years. You have nothing to
Oh
say
yeah,
about it.
I really enjoyed
That's what I'm saying. Like,
those
just tell
events.
us something. Can you tell us some? Just give us like just like what you've been saying. If nobody has ever, if somebody's watching this for the first time, okay, and they've never heard about us or anything, and you've been with us you've come to our events. You were at Boston Real 85. You've been to so many events. What would you say about us?
Uh, that African cultural event is all about ethnics, and we're located in High Park,
Mm-hmm.
and we learn about the roots,
They're
where
learning
our
about the
ancestors
roots.
are from.
Right.
Hmm.
I love
And
that. No, I
also,
love that. Learning
we
about
do
the
we
roots.
do we do the DNA test to
Right.
see what part of African you are and
Right.
where your ancestors came from.
Right.
Yeah.
That's nice. No, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. So thank you for that testimonial. We talk about them
Welcome.
roots. We appreciate you and appreciate all your
Mhm.
support. So we're gonna be needing some volunteers. So I'm gonna be looking out for you. So
Okay.
anyway, you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Did you have a wonderful
You too.
Thanksgiving?
Take care,
Uh,
Marlon.
all right. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, was that?